Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is Saturday, the 14th of November. It is approximately just shy of 8:30. This is Mike Cook, the Patriot, coming to you live from Central Missouri. I hope you're having a great weekend, even though it's in this neck of the woods, it's rainy. At least it's not snowing. I'll give it that. So with that, we're going to get started here pretty quick. As you're jumping on, say hi to me. I got a whole lot to cram into a few minutes. I was going to do a totally different video today. I had some stuff talking about, some of the people that Biden was supposed to be picking. I've flushed that down the toilet. There's breaking news. There's things happening left and right. I signed off yesterday in my video and said that this weekend I felt like some stuff was going to happen. It's happening. Things are starting to tighten up and get a little crazy. What's popped up on your screen right now is a little cartoon that I saw, and basically depicts what's happening to us right now. Everything you see in the media is specifically designed to make you think a certain way. It's specifically designed to make you give up. It's specifically designed to convince you that what you see, what you know, what you feel is wrong, and that what they're telling you is right. I've said this for months in my videos, that anytime they talk about a narrative, it's a lie. As my mama would say, a lie from the pit of hell. Truth needs no narrative. Truth is true by definition. So as you all are jumping on, I know it's a Saturday morning. I know some of you are going to catch this on the rerun, but let me know that you're watching. I do appreciate it. And if you share this video, it does help me out. Also, I'm on Rumble. I'm on YouTube. If you go to Rumble, if you would go to Rumble, there's links on my page. I might put a link down in here, and you can find my videos. If you just go in there and rumble them, there's a little punch button that adds to me. Maybe watch them, maybe share them from there. That is, Rumble is freedom. Rumble is where freedom of speech exists, as opposed to Facebook and YouTube and Twitter. So let me start getting to the point of the matter here. I don't have that screenshot. I don't know why. But anyways, I digress. It doesn't matter that I don't have that screenshot. We'll just move along, and I'll pop it up and read it to you. That's what I'll do. I apologize. But anyways, I posted this story on my page. You can find the story on my page. Yesterday afternoon, Fox News came out and said, and I quote, "The 2020 election is the most secure in American history. Federal election security officials say there is no evidence, none, zip, zero, nada, no evidence of any voting system the leader lost votes or changed votes or was in any way compromised." And of course, Fox News said it. It has to be true because Fox News is the number one source. Fair and balanced. You decide. Well, they flushed that down the toilet. But hey, it's Fox News, so it has to be true, right? I mean, it's just like when Barack Obama at the end of his presidency said he was the only president in American history not to have a scandal. We're clean and pure as the wind-driven snow. So Fox News says that federal security officials who are in charge of keeping the security of the election looked at themselves and determined that they themselves have done a great job. Let me pat myself on the back here because I do a great job. Me do good at security. Except that, there's a few little problems with your story. Few little problems. The first one is from PJ Media. I'll pop this right up there. PJ Media had a little story that basically says that Democrats in 2018 and 2019 were complaining that the voter systems were having problems. Now, which Democrats were referred to? Klobuchar and Warren during the primaries, votes were being switched and stuff like that. They go further on to say, PG Media, that in 2018 alone, voters in South Carolina were reporting that machines switched their votes after they inputted them. Sounds familiar. Scanners were rejecting paper ballots in Missouri, and busted machines were the cause of long lines in Indiana. In addition, researchers recently uncovered previously undiscovered vulnerabilities, nearly 36 back-end electronic systems in 10 states. This is in 2018 and 2019, mind you. Remember, there's nothing to see here, folks. Fox News says so. And just this year, after the Democrat candidate's electronic tally showed that he received an improbable 164 votes out of 55,000 votes in, guess what city? Pennsylvania. I'm shocked, I tell you, shocked. This was a Democrat said that he received 164 votes out of 55,000 votes in Pennsylvania. Nothing to see here. Fox News said, nope, we're as clean and pure as a wind-driven snow. The Republican chairwoman said that nothing went right on election day. Absolutely everything went wrong. That's the problem. These problems threaten the integrity of our elections and demonstrate the importance of the election systems and that are strong, durable, and not vulnerable to attack. I would say, yeah, probably so. That would probably be a good thing to have. But Fox News says we don't have a problem. Fox News says it's your problem. It's you stupid Republicans that can't get over the fact that our guy that we proclaimed, the proclaimed winner by Fox News is the winner, and that your guys, the mean orange man, is not the winner. That's the problem. If you guys would just accept it and move along, folks, if you guys would just, listen to what the overlords are telling you and put your mask on and get in line and shut up. Except their narrative is falling apart. I have here an interview with Lou Dobbs and Cindy Powell. Now, I'm not going to play the whole thing. I've cut it up into segments. I have my notes here so that I know what the heck I'm talking about. But this is Cindy Powell. Lou Dobbs just said that the Dominion people have checked themselves and said, we've done nothing wrong. Everything worked perfectly. There is no fraud. There is no mistakes. There is no glitches. We did a good job. Just like Fox reported that the feds have said, no problem here, nothing to see here, move along, folks, move along, just move along. Well, Cindy Powell answered Lou Dobbs when he said, what say you? And this is what she said.
Well, I can hardly wait to put forth all the evidence we have collected on Dominion, starting with the fact it was created to produce altered voting results in Venezuela for Hugo Chavez, and then shipped internationally to manipulate votes for purchase in other countries, including this one. It was funded by money from Venezuela and Cuba, and China has a role in it also. So if you want to talk about foreign election interference, we certainly have it now. We have staggering statistical evidence. We have staggering testimony from witnesses, including one who was personally in briefings when all of this was discussed and planned, beginning with Hugo Chavez and how it was designed there, and then saw it happening in this country. As soon as the state shut down on election night and stopped counting, those are the states where the most egregious problems occurred. We also need to look at, and we're beginning to collect evidence on the financial interests of some of the governors and secretaries of state who actually bought into the Dominion systems, surprisingly enough. Hunter Biden type graft to line their own pockets by getting a voting machine in that would either make sure their election was successful or they got money for their family from it.
Did you hear what she just said? It is a Venezuelan design. Dominion was designed in Venezuela, sold through Cuba and China, with connections of governors and politicians in the United States who are making money off of it. Just like Hunter Biden made money off Burisma. Say, what? What you talk about, Willis? There's some serious shenanigans going on here. Let's see. This is about deadlines, and do they have enough time to complete all of this investigation? Because December's coming along, they're going to certify the electors. What's going to happen there? This is Cindy Powell's answer.
Well, for fraud this serious, I think even if the states are stupid enough to go ahead and certify the votes where we know the machines were operating and producing altered election results, if they're stupid enough to do that, then they will be set aside by the fraud also. I mean, we are talking about hundreds of thousands of votes. President Trump won this election in a landslide. It's going to be irrefutable, and patriots are coming forward every day, all day, faster than we can collect their information with the testimony they're willing to give under oath about how their votes were stolen and how the machines operated. They were updated the night of the election, sometimes after the election. We've got statistical evidence that shows hundreds of thousands of votes being just put in and replicated. It's going to be, there needs to be a massive criminal investigation, and it's going to affect millions of voters and elections.
Millions of voters and elections across this country. What set aside means, it means if this thing is so invasive and so corrupted, say in Philadelphia, say in or Pennsylvania itself, or Michigan, or whatever state, they find that it is so corrupted that the Supreme Court can actually set aside that state. They could take those electoral college votes and just throw them out. That's how egregious, how much of a fraud that Fox News says is clean as clear as the wind driving snow, because Fox News is honest and truthful and everything that a patriot should pay attention to, because they've got all kinds of graphics and spinny things on there and chyrons and stuff, just like I do. It's amazing. It cost me $120 a year for that. So Lou Dobbs asked her in this next little clip if the FBI is involved, if they're investigating. This is what she has to say about the FBI investigating.
I wish I knew. I'm not on the inside, so I'm not privy to that information. I know that even Democratic senators and Congress people for years have reported problems with this system to the FBI and to the government, and nobody's done a blooming thing about it. The people in the election security part of the Department of Homeland Security need to be fired yesterday. They're absolutely ridiculous. Of course, Chris Wray needs to be fired too, because the only FBI interview of any witness was to intimidate him and try to get him to change his truthful testimony 4 hours by an anti-Trump FBI agent. They still have politics infecting the FBI instead of just following the law. We are on the precipice of, this is essentially a new American revolution. And anybody who wants this country to remain free needs to step up right now. These are federal felonies. Altering a vote or changing a ballot is a federal felony. People need to come forward now and get on the right side of this issue and report the fraud they know existed in Dominion voting systems, because that's what it was created to do. It was its sole original purpose. It has been used all over the world to defy the will of people who wanted freedom.
Defy the will of people who wanted freedom. The Dominion system, created by Venezuela, propagated by Cuba and China, has spread its tentacles around the world, has influenced elections from the Ukraine, from Egypt, from Tunisia, from Israel with Benjamin Netanyahu. All around the world, they've used this Dominion system. And there's other companies that we're going to talk about here in a minute with some serious breaking news. I got one more video clip I would like to play of this interview. And Lou Dobbs says there was a 4-year effort to overthrow this president between Russia, and impeachment and Stormy, and everything else that came out, one thing after another. This media has beat the drum with their fake crap, with the stuff that they put up in front of us to make you believe not what you see with your own eyes, not what you hear with your own ears, but to believe not the truth, but their narrative, their lie. I got one more clip that I want to play. Make sure I've got this lined up correctly here. Yep. Got one more clip I want to play. He said 4 years of this, and in an effort to overthrow the president of the United States of America. This is what Sindri Powell has to say as the answer to that.
Oh, absolutely. And it's been organized and conducted with the help of Silicon Valley people, the big tech companies, the social media companies, and even the media companies. And I'm going to release the kraken.
She's going to release the kraken. I just love that line. That right there ought to be the line of the year. So here we have it. That's the President of the United States personal attorney. She's working on this whole Dominion thing. When Rudy Giuliani was asked in a press conference about the Dominion stuff, he said, "That's not my department." He asked him, Rudy Giuliani's working on the people side of it. He's working on the traditional old-fashioned ballot stuffing that was going on in Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wyoming, and where not. The reason that they were doing that is because they realized there was such a turnout for Trump, the pre-programmed scam that Dominion was doing, because that was pre-programmed into the software, wasn't going to be enough. It was being overwhelmed by us, the American people, who said, "Oh, hell no, we're not going to take this crap anymore." So what did they do? They switched. They froze it in the middle of the night. They stopped counting because they couldn't let it finish counting, because they knew that it wasn't going to be enough. So they froze all the counting in the states that were using the computer system, so they could go to the inner cities in Philadelphia and Detroit and Michigan and Milwaukee and all that stuff, and they could, do it the old-fashioned way. They can stuff the ballots. They can start, that's why 138,000 ballots showed up in Philadelphia and only had Biden at the top of the ticket and didn't vote for anybody else. I mean, every which way you can. So Fox News says that this is all lie, that it's not true, that they've looked at it, the government has looked at it. There's nothing to see here, folks. Move along. It's okay. Except there's a company called Seidel. This company, Seidel, I believe this is the right one. This company was just raided by our military in Germany. I want you to hear this. This is Representative Louis Gohmert.
He needed to just give up. But Seidel, that's a place where all of this information was cycling through. Not supposed to, but it was. And actually, there was a German that, as I was told, there was a tweet in German from Germany that the U.S. Army had gone in and seized the Seidel server. They're going through bankruptcy right now. So there's all kinds of games being played. And I had suggested that the president might get information from Seidel, and the next day before, and I sent him specifics that he needed to get that would show a lot of fraud. And the next day before that information could be gotten, somebody ordered the U.S. Army, according to the tweet, to go in and seize the server. There are people involved inside the government that have been trying to take this president down: State Department, Intel community, and FBI, and also election.
So there's Louis Gohmert talking about this Seidel, and I'm not sure what he's saying there. I just listened to that again. I've listened to it 7 or 8 times. Is he saying that the president ordered this military to go in and take this action? Or somebody in the military went in there to seize that before the president's people could get a hold of it? I just having this revelation live right with you right now. That's an interesting question. I'll have to look into that. But there is serious ramifications to this. If the president ordered the military, the United States Army, to seize the assets of a private company in Germany, mind you, if Germany wants to seize the assets of a private company in the United States of America, we don't have German forces, troops, military come in here and do it. We have our own people do it for that. We work it out. Why didn't we do that with Germany? Germany is an allied NATO nation. And we just had a U.S. military action early in the morning hours in Germany, according to Louis Gohmert and according to the Gateway Pundit. There's a whole lot of questions right there, especially throw that in with what I just played for you by Cindy Powell, or Sydney Powell, excuse me. I am dyslexic and redneck. This is one more thing. This guy right here, many of you know who this guy is. Many of you know what he's a movie maker and all this stuff. He had something to say about this, as you can read it right there on the screen. I'm pulling it up so I can read it. I can't see that. My screen's too small, and I need glasses, and I'm blind. It says, all I can say is that if what Sidney Powell says is true, all hell's going to break loose. And I tell you what, by the end of the day today, the spin machines will be spinning spins so spinny, you won't even know what to say. That the fate of the Democrat Party and the media is on the line. Losing this election will be the least of their worries. There are people that, if this is all true, my friends, and that's Dinesh D'Souza, who, by the way, was spied on, who, by the way, his computers were hacked into, who, by the way, went to prison on chumped up charges because he made videos that the previous administration didn't like. Remember that First Amendment? People are going to go to jail. If they don't win this, if Joe Biden does not become president, if Joe Biden does become president, if this all works out in his favor, this goes away. And we never have another free election again in this country. We become a Venezuela, Cuba, China, Russia, whatever you want to call it. It's over, my friends. But if they don't win this and Trump retains power, there's nothing to stop that man. He doesn't have to win another election. He doesn't have to put up with no more crap. He doesn't have to play Mr. Nice Guy. And they know it. They know that 4 years of trying to destroy this president did not succeed. They know that everything that was done in the most corrupt, most evil, most bankrupted, morally presidency in the United States history, Barack Hussein Obama, everything that will come to pass that was done under him when Hillary Clinton was Secretary of State, when John Kerry, who served in Vietnam, was Secretary of State, when those people, when all that comes out, and all of this Dominion stuff comes out, and all of this Hammer stuff comes out, and all this scorecard, and all the fraud, and all the money, all the selling of our secrets to our adversaries for personal gain. How else does people like Barack Obama, who's never done anything but be a senator and a president and a community organizer, whatever the hell that is, and Hillary Clinton, who's never done anything but be married to a president and married to a governor, become independently wealthy? How else do they become independently wealthy to the tunes of hundreds of millions of dollars? Donald Trump made his wealth by selling stuff. Whether or not you like the stuff he sold is irrelevant. Somebody bought it. A deal's a deal, a bargain's a bargain. The rest of these people made money by selling you in one form or another. As Dinesh D'Souza says, if this is true, this is an active coup against the United States of America with companies that are involved with Venezuela, Cuba, China, Ukraine, Russia, Germany, Spain, Italy. You hear what I'm saying to you? This is a worldwide coup against the most powerful seat in the... They're trying to take over our country. This is it. Batten down the hatching, boys. It's going to get a lot worse than this. If this is true, all hell's about to break loose. Hang in. I'll let you know when I know more. But that's what I know right now. I really need to think about what Louis Gohmert said in that little clip about, he kind of hinted at that maybe the president didn't do this. Maybe the other side did, so we couldn't get a hold of those servers. Make sure you share this video with people that might want to see it. They might not have got this information because it won't be on Fox News. You guys have a great day. Enjoy your weekend.